My name is David Cavanagh.
My name is Franz. I'm Leonard.
Well, I am looking to get out of this hammering course. Is that I will be more fluent in a work situation and in a social life as well, that I will be more fluent and not be kind of afraid or trying to avoid meeting new people.
9 o'clock on a Thursday morning, over 90 people who stammer come together on the first day of the Maguire programme. For some, this is their second or third time to attend the programme, but for most, their first. What will follow is an intensive 3-day course. The new participants will hopefully be able to speak with a voice that they themselves have never heard.
Years ago, I actually sat where you're sitting today, and I know every feeling and every emotion that you're experiencing, good and bad. So just rest assured that everybody in this room is of similar mind, and we've all been there. Before I came on the course, I was struggling. Day to day was one big burden. I started stammering at 3 years of age. My parents said it was from a farming accident. Now, we don't go into the cause of your stammer on this course. We just treat the stammer and we work on controlling it.
The first step is to talk in front of a packed room into a camera. The coaches look on, noting the level and intensity of the individual stammer and speech difficulty.
My wife is Samantha.
How did you hear about the Maguire programme?
I heard about it through a tape of the TV program that was done on the Maguire program.
Okay.
So just like right, across the world on the bikes.
Have you done much travelling?
I have been
Do one.
Okay, that's grand then. Thanks very much.
Stammering is the fear of stammering. It's not the fear of speaking. We know we can speak perfectly when we're on our own, but once somebody else sits in the room or speaking to somebody else in the street, we stammer because we're afraid we're going to stammer. You become very withdrawn from society. You hide in amongst yourselves. You don't want to speak.
I myself personally would have classified myself as a covert stammerer. I avoided words and sounds. I had a replacement word for every word I knew I had a difficulty with. And I avoided situations. Covert stammering is not good psychologically, because you're always afraid you will actually be in a situation where you won't be able to avoid the word. And that's when you are an overt stammerer. You become an overt stammerer then. Why the belt? We need the belt to train ourselves in costal breathing. When we take in a full costal breath, your ribs move out and up. So you need something to guide you. And that's what the belt is about.
Key to the Maguire programme is the one-to-one contact between the new student and the graduate who has attended courses before.
As out-of-control stammerers, we would have avoided looking into our listener's eye. We didn't want to see what the other person was thinking when we were stammering. So first courageous step, look your listener in the eye. This is a major step in being proud of being a recovering stammerer.
What follows is a series of intense sessions where students essentially learn to breathe again. This is done through costal breathing, where the person intakes and releases air before speaking a word.
I will speak only when I have taken in a full costal breath.
No. Norris. France.
The success of this program is really based on the fact that it takes the stammerer as the one whole entire entity. It doesn't just focus on the mechanics of speech. It focuses on the psychological aspect, which is 90% of what's going on in a stammerer. We train and we teach them techniques, how to deal with the fear. We teach them assertiveness, how to prevent holding back, how to prevent using tricks and avoidances.
Keep moving forward.
It means trying not to avoid the ways we need to avoid
Articulation and pronunciation.
is you push out,
Inner lung. Force release.
one ear left,
All remain residual air.
in your lungs.
They've been working solidly since about 10 o'clock, and we're now nearly 9 o'clock. And what I have been doing today is I've been drilling the technique over and over again. 50-minute sessions, and we get them to repeat back various parts of the technique, but they're also using it. I'm going to give every new student the opportunity to stand up and say their name, address and telephone number. Now, you probably remember the students this morning, and this was a very difficult thing for them to do. And now I'm expecting them to do it again, and right up in front of everybody. And they will do it fine.
David Cabinet, 17, St. Alphonsus Road, Waterford.
Padraig O'Connor, 15 Michael Fitzgerald Road, Toker.
County. Bareri.
Cullen, Norris. Ballymacadam, Care. County Tipperary. 421 42.
Fantastic new students. That's the result of one hard day. You have worked so hard. I'm sure you can tell a difference. What I said this morning, no TV, no newspapers, no phone calls, unless of emergencies. We need your full concentration for this weekend. No outside influences.
The end of day one, and a successful day for many. However, the students were warned at the beginning that for 30% of them, the course might not be successful. Speaking openly and clearly to a packed room has been a first-time experience for many of the students. Day 2 will require the student to say more than just their name and address.
Removing barriers.
Championing ability.
Creating equality.
Rehab Group.
When nature thirsts, this is how it looks. Hot as flames, dry as ashes. And when nature quenches, this is the taste. Clean, crisp, uniquely refreshing. The taste of Budweiser. King of beers.
Oil, food, hair. No wonder your sink water drains slowly. But Mr. Muscle Active Foamer has 2 liquids that combine to create a powerful foaming force that clears the whole pipe and gets your drains back to full speed. Mr. Muscle Active Foamer loves the jobs you hate.
You can take your time.
After you've checked in, take the time to check out. Fuji Quick Snap Camera, €10.25. CK1 Summer Fragrance, €29.50. Travel Value Airport Shopping. Why pay more?
You are master of the toilet, lord of the loo. And then your mum says, do you need me now? No problem. With Pampers Can Do, just wipe your body clean, flush, and become king of the throne.
I can do it too with Can Do.
New Can Do Pocket to take with you wherever you go.
This summer, a new generation is coming to the rescue.
Time to thin your eyes.
Thunderbirds.
New from Dulux, a revolution in paint technology. Dulux Easy Care, our first ever washable matte paint. 10 times tougher than ordinary matte paint. In 20 new colors for walls and ceilings. Dulux Easy Care, the totally washable matte paint.
Friday morning, and the students continue to learn about costal breathing and block release. The tutors are now not only trying to help people to speak normally, but speak with eloquence, voice projection and colour. An aspect of the programme is based on sports psychology and the importance of visualising the next move. For someone who stammers, this means the next word and then a sentence. Day 2. And after lunch, David, who we saw earlier, has dropped out of the course. For most of the people on the course, the last 2 days have involved students talking to people who also stammer. Now, the students accompany a graduate and learn how to talk to people on the streets. Tomorrow, it will be their turn.
Sorry, excuse Excuse me, do you know where the cinema is?
Yeah, you just go straight up there, it's the next right.
Lovely, thank you very much.
Is it on down here? Excuse me, can you tell me where O'Connell Street is?
Con Street, straight down there, go past TMH and the Shaws, and up the street.
Could you tell me where the cinema is? Do you know where?
Yeah, straight up that road, up there, and it's to your...
On the right, is it?
Can you tell me where the Granville Hotel is, please?
Just go down the end here and to your left.
Right.
It's just the point of approaching somebody and starting to speak.
Yeah.
But you don't say, you must straight into the conversation, no filler words.
It's not aggressive.
Well, yeah, but you can't be aggressive either. You must have respect for your listener too, like, and don't approach somebody that's earphones, on the phone, things like that.
Yeah. I can definitely feel an improvement in my confidence. I still feel a bit nervous, and the more I use my technique, that it will become easier. They are probably the reason why I am here today. My 3 kids.
Up to now, the student's speech has been mechanical, with 4 words each breath. The next step is to enable students to use their voice in a creative, more emotional way. They're encouraged to let go and speak freely without being afraid.
3-litre turbo diesel engine. I can be found most weekends in either of these 2 pubs. Those fellas at the camera are back. So I'm going to make them work for their money.
But nevertheless, she eats very little grass, but all the carrots and all the cabbages.
I live in Wilton Park.
I was under the impression coming here that the video recording would be in a closed room with just 1 or 2 people. But then I found out that we had to sit up in front of the entire group, which was 30, 40 people. And I would have found that very hard back then. When you went to talk to somebody, a girl, say, and the first thing a person wants to know is what your name is. And that was kind of like putting you on the spot. And then you started to stammer, and you just felt worse and worse about yourself then, and how people perceived you as.
It's your turn to do what the grads did yesterday. You'll be paired off with a grad. And we're aiming for 100 contacts.
If you're making contacts and you meet a couple, one thing it might not want to do is, you know... Excuse me, you couldn't tell me what it is.
I'm here, chocolate.
You know what I mean? If you're making contacts, especially like it's fun, you might get a wee rattle.
For the last 2 days, the students have practiced and talked with one another. Everybody in this room has a stammer, but now they must go out into the streets of Waterford. Using the new techniques, they must talk to 100 strangers. This is an important step for the student before the final exercise.
Start off the time.
Okay. I'll just go, yeah. Excuse me. Do you have the time, please? No, that's rude. Excuse me, sir. Do you know where is Julie's Hotel?
Julie's Hotel? Julie's Hotel? There's no Julie's Hotel in Waterford anymore.
Thanks a lot, sir.
After making the initial contact, the student is encouraged to make a disclosure to the listener that they stammer and that they are part of the Maguire programme.
I'm sure you know the name of the place.
After the day's training, just go around and talk. Thanks very much for your time.
Cheers.
See you guys.
Excuse me, ma'am. Do you know where Ronan's Hardware is?
Pardon, say that again?
Ronan's Hardware?
No, I couldn't tell you, but
That's fine.
do you want to know where there's other hardware?
Oh, no, that's okay.
Okay, sorry.
Thanks a lot, ma'am. Thank you.
Where did you ask for?
Ronan's Hardware. Ronan's Hardware?
Brennan's Hardware.
Yeah.
Are they such a place?
As far as I know, not. That's why I think that's a good one.
While filming on the streets of Waterford, we bumped into David, who dropped out the day before.
I got serious pains in my chest and had to pull out.
Did you find it a bit too much, or?
Yeah, it was a bit too much because the pain got so bad that I had to go up to my room and have a lie down.
Do you find that kind of frustrating now that you see people walking around and they're continuing on?
No, because I learned so much the first day that I was able to control the breathing.
There'll be public speaking at 3:30. It's something you won't be doing. Will you go down?
Yeah, I will. I will be supporting all of them.
In the past, you've always hided it and kind of...
The first time I went into a shop to do a disclosure, and I was concentrating on my speech, my technique. I then said my name, and I told the shop assistant that I was a recovering alcoholic instead of a stammerer. But I've been fine after that.
The final step in the course. The new student must stand on a soapbox in the middle of Red Square in Waterford and speak clearly, loudly and confidently with their own voice. It is also a declaration to the public that they are a recovering stammerer.
Come closer! You're going to hear something special. Each of these new students are going to stand up here. The first time that they've ever really faced up to being a recovering stammerer.
Padraig O'Connor is my name. 15 Michael Fisher's Road in Toker.
Before I come here on Wednesday, I was very afraid of speaking. I'm someone who likes to talk too much, but I was very afraid.
Colm Norris is my name, from Kerr, County Tipperary. When I came here on Wednesday night, I could not pronounce my name or where I was from. The Maguire program to me has been a great help, and I have met a lot of new people and hopefully made a lot of new friends.
Before this course, I would never have dreamed of standing here. But today I am. And I feel free of all fear. Thank you.
For the last 3 days, the students have been in a comfort zone of living and working with other people who stammer. On Monday, they'll go back to their own lives and families. It's more than likely that many of the new students will return to other Maguire programmes over the next few years, and in some cases will be a coach or a trainer on the course themselves. For now though, students can cherish their first steps of speaking without a stammer.
In the past, it was thought that the only suitable careers for blind people were piano tuning, telephony, massage, maybe a bit of music or crafts on the side. But now things are changing, and blind people are embarking in a whole variety of different careers. Tonight, Betty O'Leary gives us an insight into her life as a barrister in Dublin's forecourts.
I went to school in St Mary's School for the Visually Impaired in Dublin. From there, that was primary and secondary. From there I went to Trinity College, and then I went to the King's Inns where I got my barrister at law degree. My experience overall in both Trinity and King's Inns would have been positive. I mean, there is more to do than others. There's